Has your cat ever rubbed against your leg and you thought, "Oh, it loves me"? Well, maybe. But what if I told you that simple gesture hides a secret language, one that reveals how your cat truly feels about you? In the next few minutes, you'll discover what your cat is really saying every time it brushes, bumps, or weaves around you. And trust me, it's not always what you think. Let's decode the mystery behind your cat's secret touch. First, let's talk about the most common type of rubbing, head bunting, or what scientists call allo rubbing. When your cat presses its head or cheeks against you, it's not just being cute. It's a form of communication that's deeply rooted in feline biology. Cats have special scent glands located around their cheeks, forehead, and the base of their tail. When your cat rubs against you, it's leaving behind a chemical signature, its very own scent marker. This scent marking isn't territorial aggression. Instead, it's more like saying, "You're safe. You belong here. I trust you." In the wild, cats rub each other to strengthen bonds and mark familiar spaces. Your cat sees you as part of its social network, and rubbing is one way of reinforcing that bond. Consider this story. One cat owner noticed that every time she came home, stressed from work, her cat would weave between her legs and press its head repeatedly against her. At first, she thought it was a quirky display of affection, but over time, she realized it was her cat's way of calming her, and calming itself in the process. These rubbing behaviors release pheromones that have a soothing effect, not just for cats, but sometimes even for humans who are sensitive to their energy. Another interesting fact, rubbing can be both a comfort mechanism and a greeting ritual. A cat that rubs your hand when you wake up might actually be saying, "I'm glad you're here, you're part of my safe zone." It's not random. It's a deliberate signal that combines scent, touch, and even subtle body language to communicate emotions. So next time your cat rubs against you, pay attention. That small gesture is loaded with meaning, and it's the beginning of understanding a much deeper secret about your feline companion. Not all rubbing is the same. Cats have a variety of techniques, each with its own meaning. For example, the familiar head bunting usually signals trust and affection. When a cat presses its forehead against you, it's literally marking you as part of its family. This is why cats will often bunt their favorite humans first thing in the morning, or after a long absence. It's a way of reaffirming the bond. Body rubbing is slightly different. When a cat leans its side against you or twists against your leg, it's leaving scent along its entire body. This behavior is a combination of social bonding and territorial marking. Your cat is essentially saying, "This is my person, and I want you to know it." In multi-cat households, you might notice cats rubbing each other in the same way, which is a key behavior for maintaining social harmony. Tail rubbing is another type, though less commonly understood. If a cat flicks or presses its tail against you while rubbing, it's often a greeting, a sign of friendliness, or even a subtle assertion of social status. Every motion is deliberate, and the combination of head, body, and tail movements creates a rich, multi-layered language. Here's a story. One cat would weave between its owner's legs whenever she cooked in the kitchen. It would rub its cheeks on her pants, press its body against her side, and even flick its tail toward the counter. At first, she thought the cat was being playful or demanding food, but observing closely, she realized the cat was both marking her as part of its territory and showing social trust. It was saying in its own feline way, "You belong with me here, and I feel safe with you." But there's one rubbing behavior that many owners completely misunderstand. Some quick nudges or brief rubs are actually territorial, not affectionate. Understanding these subtleties can completely change how you interpret your cat's actions. Now let's talk about rubbing behaviors that are often misread. For instance, a quick, almost impatient rub may not be about affection at all. Instead, it could indicate territorial assertion, mild frustration, or even self-comfort. Cats are incredibly subtle with their signals, and humans often miss the small nuances. Here's a real-life example. One cat would constantly nudge its owner during thunderstorms. At first, she thought it was a sign of love or attention seeking. But the reality? The cat was trying to calm itself and alert her that it felt unsafe. That simple rub was a message packed with anxiety, reassurance, and social signaling all at once. To really understand your cat, observe the accompanying body language. Is the tail relaxed or puffed up? Are the ears pointed forward or flattened? Is the purring steady or tense? Each detail gives you insight into the cat's emotional state. Without these cues, it's easy to misinterpret even the most familiar rubs. Next time your cat rubs against you, pay attention to these subtle signs. You might realize that what you thought was affection could actually be a multi-layered message, revealing your cat's needs, feelings, or even a subtle warning. This is where understanding your cat's secret language can completely change your relationship. So why do cats choose specific humans to rub against? Not every person gets the privilege. Cats are selective creatures, and they bond with humans who respond positively to their behaviors. If you meet a cat that rubs against you immediately, it's likely that you're sending signals of safety, acceptance, and understanding, even without realizing it. Consider the story of two cats in the same household. One would constantly rub against their owner, knead and nuzzle, while the other rarely interacted. The difference wasn't random. It was about trust, interaction style, and recognition of social patterns. Cats are keen observers, remembering which humans respond to their needs, and they often reciprocate trust by choosing to rub against them. Rubbing also marks you as part of their safe space. Cats are territorial animals, and by rubbing on you, they are effectively blending your scent with theirs, creating a unified territory that feels secure. This is why some cats even rub strangers if they sense that the person is calm and non-threatening. They are testing whether the human can be incorporated into their social circle. Another fascinating fact: cats can remember scents for months. That means you don't just become part of their immediate comfort zone. You become a long-term source of reassurance. Every nuzzle, every rub is a tiny conversation, a reinforcement of the bond that connects you to them. Now that you understand the meaning behind rubbing, how should you respond? The simplest approach is to mirror their intention. Pet your cat gently where it rubs, maintain calm and consistent behavior, and respect their space. Cats respond strongly to predictable human behavior. Avoid misreading signals. If a cat rubs and then hisses or swats, it's not a sign of love. It's a warning or a stress signal. Observing and responding appropriately strengthens trust and reduces misunderstandings. Here's an example. One owner noticed that her cat would repeatedly rub against her before bedtime. Instead of just stroking her cat randomly, she observed the body language carefully. She realized the cat was trying to initiate a ritual of comfort. By responding consistently, gentle pets on the cheeks and slow blinks, they established a nightly routine that reduced anxiety for both. The cat became calmer, more affectionate, and their bond stronger than ever. For best results, watch for patterns over time. Does your cat rub more when you're relaxed? Or when you're eating? Do they follow you around after certain activities? These patterns can reveal more secrets than any single interaction. Before we wrap up, here are some fascinating facts about cat rubbing. Cats have between 5,000 and 10,000 scent receptors in their cheeks. Rubbing triggers the release of endorphins, keeping cats calm and happy. Some cats even rub strangers or new pets as a way to explore social bonds and mark their territory. So next time your cat rubs against you, pause and observe. This isn't just a cute behavior. It's a secret conversation spanning biology, emotion, and social intelligence. You're witnessing a form of communication refined over thousands of years. Each rub, nuzzle, and press carries a message, and by understanding it, you can strengthen the bond you share with your cat. If you learned something new today, make sure to hit that like button, share this video with a fellow cat lover, and subscribe for more fascinating insights into the secret lives of cats. And remember, the next time your cat rubs against you, you're not just being touched, you're being spoken to.